Imagine you buy a laptop that looks sleek, has a beautiful screen, and fancy branding. You take it home, open 10 browser tabs, a video call, and a simple game. And it starts to gasp for air. It lags. The fan screams. The cursor freezes. On paper, the machine looked great. In real life, its brain could not keep up. Now imagine another laptop that looks plain, with no neon lights or fancy stickers. But inside is a quiet worker, an Intel Core processor. You open many tabs, stream video, edit photos, and it simply keeps going. You might not be able to point to the processor on the board, but you can feel its impact every time you click. That hidden difference between looks nice and actually performs is exactly the gap you can learn to fill with your own ideas, even if you are unemployed, underemployed, or living on Social Security. Part 1. Introduction. Purpose and audience. This training story is for entrepreneurs just getting started, unemployed and underemployed people looking to create extra income, people on Social Security who want practical, low-risk ways to ideate products or services. We will use Intel Core processors as our main example. Not so you can design chips, but so you can borrow the thinking behind them. Building strong brains under simple shells. Turning invisible performance into felt value. Evolving over time without throwing everything away. We will compare Intel Core processors with other companies and product strategies, then extract 8 principles for idea generation. In this first part, we cover the first 3 principles in depth. Section 1. Intel Core processors. What they are and why they matter. What Intel Core processors are. Intel Core is a family of central processing units, or CPUs, made by Intel for mainstream computers. Laptops, desktops, small workstations. These processors are often labeled as Core i3, Core i5, Core i7, Core i9, with different sub-generations, like 12th generation, 13th generation, and so on. At a simple level, the processor is the brain of a computer. It executes instructions from software, coordinates tasks between memory and storage, handles everything from web browsing and office work to gaming and content creation. Intel Core chips pack multiple processing cores, integrated graphics in many models, and various acceleration features into a tiny square of silicon. Most users never see the chip itself. They just experience how quickly or slowly their machine responds. Why Intel Core processors are important. For idea generation, Intel Core matters in several transferable ways. First, invisible components can define the experience. A laptop's paint color or keyboard style is visible. The processor is not. Yet it heavily determines whether the user feels this is fast and smooth, or this is frustrating. This reminds us that some of the most valuable innovations are not the most visible ones. Second, Intel turned performance tiers into a simple ladder. The Core i3, i5, i7, i9 in naming scheme gave ordinary buyers a rough sense of good, better, best, without needing to understand gigahertz or cache sizes. This is a powerful lesson in making complex value understandable and comparable. Third, Intel has to balance power and efficiency. Modern Intel Core chips are designed to be fast while using reasonable power and managing heat, especially in laptops. That trade-off is similar to what you face as a small entrepreneur. You need impact without burning yourself out. Fourth, Intel evolves without abandoning users. Every generation, each new core generation, adds improvements, but still runs most old software. That backward compatibility is like a promise. Your investment in apps and habits will not be wasted. This is a pattern you can copy in services and physical products. Comparing Intel Core with other companies versus ARM-based mobile chips, ARM-based chips from companies like Apple, Qualcomm, and MediaTek power most smartphones and many tablets. They emphasize energy efficiency and tight integration. Intel Core processors, historically dominant in laptops and desktops, emphasize higher general-purpose performance and compatibility with vast existing software. Lesson: there are different families of solutions, optimized for different contexts. Not every problem needs the desktop-class solution. Some need a mobile-class approach. Versus AMD Ryzen. AMD's Ryzen processors compete directly with Intel Core. In recent years, AMD has won mindshare with aggressive performance and pricing. This competition pushed Intel to improve power efficiency, core counts, and pricing. Lesson: when a strong competitor appears, you can respond by improving your core offering, not only by marketing harder. Versus flashy but shallow features. Many budget devices highlight big screens, RGB lights, or bundled apps while hiding weak processors. Intel's long-running. Intel Inside campaign tried to draw attention back to the inner engine. Lesson: sometimes, education around core value is necessary, so customers do not get distracted by superficial extras. Transition to ideation principles. From Intel Core and these comparisons, we can extract 8 idea generation principles that apply well even at the scale of a local service, a Facebook page, or a home-based micro-business. In this first part we cover: build a strong core before cosmetic features, turn invisible quality into a simple, understandable promise. Design performance for real-world workloads, not lab fantasies. Each principle comes with common mistakes and lessons you can apply right away. Principle 1. Build a strong core for cosmetic features. Explanation. In a computer, the processor, memory, and storage system are the core. If they are weak, no amount of colored lights or glossy casing will make the machine feel good to use. Intel Core processors are an attempt to make that core strong and reliable. In your idea, the core is the part that actually delivers the main promise. For example, in a food delivery service, the core is timely, accurate delivery and safe food. In a tutoring service, the core is whether the student actually understands more after sessions. In the small bookkeeping service, the core is error-free, on-time records and reports. Cosmetic features are the extras. Logo, fancy packaging, inspirational slogans, social media aesthetics. They matter, but only after the core is solid. Common mistakes companies make. First mistake: polishing the case while the core is weak. Some ventures invest in beautiful branding, websites, and packaging, while their main service is unreliable or confusing. Customers may be attracted once, then leave disappointed. Second mistake: being unclear what their core actually is. If you ask, "What is the essential job this product must do every time?" and get a long, vague answer, the team has not defined their core. This leads to scattered effort. Third mistake: copying surface-level features from others. Seeing a competitor's sleek app or slick video, founders may copy those elements without replicating the underlying systems that make the competitor truly good. Lessons learned. Lesson 1. Write one sentence that defines your core job. For example, "We make sure your package arrives when we said it would." "We help you understand this subject enough to pass your exam." "We keep your small business cash records clear and up to date." Everything else is secondary. Lesson 2. Invest your limited energy into making that job rock solid. Before you worry about a fancy logo or complex app, make sure your process is consistent, Your quality is high, your basic tools and routines serve that core job well. For Intel, this meant years of focusing on architectural improvements, not just marketing. Lesson 3. Let cosmetic upgrades follow core stability. Once your core is reliably good and you have some returning customers, then you can gradually improve design, branding, and extra features. In other words, processor first, paint job later. Principled 2. Turn invisible quality into a simple, understandable promise. Explanation. Performance metrics like clock speeds and cache sizes are confusing to most buyers. Intel realized this, and over time they shifted toward family names: Core i3, i5, i7, i9. Generation numbers, simple marketing stories like great for everyday tasks or for creators and gamers. They turned complex engineering into a ladder of choices. In your business, some of your best qualities may also be invisible. How carefully you source ingredients, how well you check and double-check documents, how robust your backup routines are, how much training you have invested in yourself. If you do not translate these into simple promises, customers will not see the difference. Common mistakes companies make. First mistake: overwhelming people with technical detail. Founders may explain every internal process, certification, or tool, hoping to impress. Instead, customers feel lost and suspicious. Second mistake: being too vague. On the other extreme, some businesses say only quality service or we care without any concrete indicators. That blends into noise. Third mistake: hiding the ladder. If you have different levels of service, but do not clearly explain who each level is for and what the person gets, people either freeze or always pick the cheapest. Lessons learned. Lesson 1. Define 2 or 3 tiers, or clear options in plain language. Borrow the Intel Core model. For example, for a tutoring service, basic. Homework help, plus. Structured weekly lessons, pro. Exam-focused coaching with practice tests. Or for cleaning, quick clean. Surfaces and floors, deep clean. Including kitchen and bathroom detail. Move-in ready, full deep clean plus minor fixes. Lesson 2. Explain what each option is good for. Include simple scenarios. Good for busy parents who need homework support. Best for people studying for a specific exam date. This is like Intel saying, Core i3 is great for everyday tasks. Core i7 suits heavy creators and gamers. Lesson 3. Pick 1 or 2 easy to grasp signals of your invisible effort. Examples. Every report double-checked by a second person. All food cooked the same day, never frozen leftovers. We always send a photo when your task is completed. These are like Intel talking about more cores and more responsive multitasking instead of transistor counts. Principle 3. Design performance for real-world workloads, not lab fantasies. Explanation. PC reviewers often run synthetic benchmarks, tests that stress machines in artificial ways. While useful, these benchmarks do not always reflect daily use. Intel has had to care about both. How chips perform in benchmarks, and how they feel to people browsing, streaming, editing, gaming. Over time, Intel Core designs have evolved to handle mixed workloads. High burst performance when needed, energy efficiency when idle, balanced performance for common combinations of tasks for your idea. A lab fantasy design is one that looks good in a narrow, ideal scenario, but struggles in real life. Real life is messy. Customers are late or early. Devices are old or glitchy. People multitask. Attention is split. Common mistakes companies make. First mistake: designing only for the hero use case. For example, an ordering system that works fine if one person orders calmly from a laptop at home, but fails when many people order at once during lunch from phones on slow networks. Second mistake: underestimating multitasking and context switching. Users may use your service while commuting, while caring for children, while talking to someone else. Flows that demand full, undivided attention often break. Third mistake: assuming the newest devices or tools. Some builders assume everyone has recent smartphones, stable internet, printers, or bank apps. For many unemployed or low-income users, this is untrue. Lessons learned. Lesson 1. Identify your real workload scenarios. Ask, when and where are people most likely to use this? What else are they doing at the same time? What constraints do they face? Battery, noise, data limits. For example, if you run a side business by messaging, test it on an older phone, on mobile data, during a busy time of day. Lesson 2. Test under those conditions, not just at your desk. Do pilot runs. From a crowded bus on a friend's older device, during a peak period. Watch where delays or confusion happen. Optimize for those. Lesson 3. Simplify and pre-prepare where possible. Like Intel designing power modes, you can pre-fill forms for clients where allowed, use templates, and canned replies for common questions. Batch tasks that need focus at quiet times, so live interactions are lighter. You are tuning your performance for the loads that actually happen, not the ones you wish happened. Closing of Part 1 and what comes next. In this first part, Intel Core processors have helped us uncover 3 practical, portable principles for idea generation. Build a strong core before cosmetic features. Turn invisible quality into a simple, understandable promise. Design performance for real-world workloads, not lab fantasies. For entrepreneurs, unemployed and underemployed people, and those on social security, these principles point toward focusing your limited energy on the essential job your idea must do. Learning how to communicate hidden effort in plain language. Designing for the messy, distracted, resource-limited reality your customers live in. In Part 2, we will continue with Intel Core as our guide and explore how to create a simple, understandable product ladder like the Core family, how to balance power and heat so you do not burn out, how to plan for ongoing evolution like chip generations instead of one-off launches. We will also compare Intel's approach with mobile chips, cloud services, and small digital products, showing you concrete patterns to reuse. If this story is helping you see how something as technical and invisible as a processor can teach you to build better, more reliable ideas at any scale, subscribe to my YouTube channel so you do not miss Part 2 and the simple worksheets and examples that will follow. Part 2 Bridge from Part 1. So far, Intel Core processors have helped us see 3 grounded principles. Build a strong core before cosmetic features. Turn invisible quality into a simple, understandable promise. Design performance for real-world workloads, not lab fantasies. In this second part, we stay with the Intel Core story to extract 3 more principles you can use in a tiny side hustle just as much as in a tech startup. Create a simple, understandable product ladder. Balance power with heat so you do not burn yourself out. Evolve in generations instead of random one-off. Launches principle 4. Create a simple, understandable product ladder. Explanation. Intel could have flooded the market with dozens of technical model numbers. Instead, for mainstream buyers, they focused on a clear ladder. Core i3, Core i5, Core i7, Core i9. Within each, there are generations and variants. But to the average buyer, the message is good, better, best, extreme. That ladder helps people choose without understanding transistor counts or cache sizes. Most small businesses, on the other hand, either offer one vague, custom package for everyone, or throw a messy list of options at customers with no clear structure. Your job is to build your own version of the core ladder, a small, clear set of tiers that match different needs and budgets. Common mistakes companies make. First mistake. One size fits all. Offers. A single offer with a single price forces everyone into the same box. Those who would pay more for extra help cannot. Those who need less feel it is too expensive. Second mistake. Overwhelming menus. Some entrepreneurs create a huge list of options with minor differences and no explanation. Customers get decision fatigue and often pick nothing. Third mistake. Misaligned tiers. Sometimes the cheapest tier is too weak to be useful, or the most expensive tier adds features no one actually wants. The latter exists, but does not match real needs. Lessons learned. Lesson 1. Define 3 clear levels using plain words. For example, in a cleaning business, basic, quick, clean, surfaces, floors, trash, plus, deep clean, basic plus kitchen and bathroom detail, premium, move-in ready, full deep clean and fridge oven interior. Tutoring. Support. Homework and concepts support, structured. Weekly plan, with exercises and feedback. Intensive. Exam prep with mock tests and review. You are building your core i3, i5, i7. Lesson 2. Anchor each level to a type of person or situation. Explain who each tier is for. Good for busy families who just need a tidy home. And for exam month when pressure is high. This is like Intel saying, this level is for everyday users. This one is for creators and gamers. Lesson 3. Keep the ladder short and stable. 3 tiers is usually enough. Too many, and you confuse people. Keep names and contents stable, so returning customers know what to expect. Comparison with other companies, mobile data plans, streaming services, and gym memberships all use ladders. Basic, standard, premium. The difference with Intel Core is clarity. You want that same clarity in your small venture. Principle 5. Balance power with heat, so you do not burn out. Explanation. Processor can be very powerful, but also run hot and waste energy. Modern Intel Core chips carefully balance performance, speed, and responsiveness, power consumption, battery life, heat output, comfort, and reliability. They use different cores and power states, sometimes low power, sometimes high power bursts, depending on what the user is doing. You, as an entrepreneur or side hustler, face a similar trade-off. You have limited time, limited energy, limited mental bandwidth. If you try to run at full turbo all the time, you overheat, burnout, mistakes, health issues. If you always idle, you never move forward. The art is to manage your performance modes intentionally. Common mistakes companies make. First mistake. Living in permanent emergency mode. Some people are always rushing, saying yes to every job, responding to every message instantly, working with no breaks. This looks like dedication, but leads to exhaustion and inconsistent quality. Second mistake. Designing services that only work at maximum effort. If your offer requires you to be fully energized, hyper-available, and perfectly focused every day, it is not sustainable. Third mistake. Ignoring cooling time. No buffer for rest, reflection, or planning. All energy goes into execution, none into maintenance or improvement. Lessons learned. Lesson 1. Define your personal power modes. Borrow the chip metaphor. Low power mode, admin tasks, simple communication, rest days. Normal mode, routine service delivery at a manageable pace. Turbo mode, short bursts during high-demand periods like exam week or month-end. Decide consciously when each mode is appropriate. Lesson 2. Design offers that mostly run in normal mode. Structure your services so you can deliver them reliably from your normal daily energy with only occasional turbo bursts. For example, fixed time slots instead of anytime, any day availability. Clear limits on deliverables per week. Realistic response time promises. Your processor should not have to run flat out to keep every promise. Lesson 3. Schedule cooling and maintenance. Just like Intel chips rely on cooling systems and idle states, you need regular rest periods, simple routines for reviewing finances and processes, boundaries on working hours where possible. This is especially important if you are dealing with your own health or financial stress. Comparison with other companies. Many startup cultures glorify burnout. Mainframe and chip designers obsess over long-term stability. For people on limited incomes or with other responsibilities, the mainframe chip mindset is safer, consistent, measured, planned, not reckless. Principle 6. Evolve in generations, not random one-offs. Explanation. Intel Core processors are released in generations. Each generation improves performance, efficiency, or features, stays compatible with most existing software, often reuses some concepts while refining others. It is an evolutionary line, not chaos. Users and manufacturers can plan around it. In small ventures, evolution often looks like version 1 of a service, version 2 with specific improvements, version 3 that keeps what works and drops what does not. But many people instead do random changes to offers in consistent pricing, new side projects totally unrelated to the old one. This confuses customers and makes learning hard. Common mistakes companies make. First mistake: constant, undocumented tinkering. If you change your service contents, pricing, or terms frequently, but never write down dates and reasons, you cannot tell what worked. Second mistake: introducing new generations that break trust, improvements that raise prices drastically, or remove beloved features without explanation can feel like betrayal. Third mistake: failing to communicate upgrades simply. If you do improve your offering, but do not explain how it got better in terms customers care about, you miss a chance to build loyalty. Lessons learned. Lesson 1. Treat each major change as a new generation. Give it a simple internal name. Cleaning service V1, basic only. V2, added deep clean tier, better scheduling. V3, added simple subscription option. Note when each started and what changed. Lesson 2. What works. Fix specific weaknesses. Do not throw everything away. Identify what customers clearly like and rely on, what they complain about or avoid. Maintain the first category. Adjust the second. This mirrors Intel refining architectures instead of starting from zero each time. Lesson 3. Communicate improvements in user language. Tell customers. Now we also offer X so you do not have to worry about Y. Based on your feedback, we changed Z to make it easier, faster, clearer. Link the generation change to their life, not to your internal excitement. Comparison with other companies, phone makers, app developers, and even food brands use versioning. Generation numbers, new and improved, labels, update notes. The best keep continuity while announcing clear benefits. You can do the same even if your product is neighborhood errand service. Small, named, explained improvements over time. Closing of Part 2 and what comes next. In this second part, Intel Core processors have helped us add 3 more principles. Create a simple, understandable product ladder. Balance power with heat so you do not burn out. Evolve in generations instead of random one-off changes. Together with Part 1, you now have 6 Intel-inspired lenses for ideating and shaping offerings. Build a strong core, translate invisible quality, design for real-world use, structure your options clearly, protect your own energy, and improve step by step over time. In Part 3, we will complete the set with the final 2 principles: how to plug into existing motherboards and ecosystems, partnering and integrating instead of trying to stand alone, how to think about Intel Inside style positioning, where you might be a hidden but trusted component inside other people's offerings. We will then turn all 8 principles into a compact, step-by-step playbook, plus a few concrete micro-business examples you can start testing this month, even with limited resources. If this series is helping you see that something as technical as Intel Core can teach you how to structure and pace your own small ideas, subscribe to my YouTube channel so you do not miss Part 3 and the worksheets and real-world examples that will follow. Part 3 bridge from earlier parts. Intel Core processors have already given us 6 practical principles. Build a strong core before cosmetic features. Turn invisible quality into a simple, understandable promise. Design performance for real-world workloads, not lab fantasies. Create a simple, understandable product ladder. Balance power with heat so you do not burn out. Evolve in generations instead of random one-off changes. In this final part, we add the last 2 principles. Plug into existing motherboards and ecosystems instead of standing alone. Position yourself like Intel, inside, a trusted core inside other people as products. Then we turn all 8 principles into a simple playbook and walk through concrete micro-business examples that an entrepreneur, unemployed or underemployed person, or someone on Social Security could realistically start. Principle 7: plug into existing motherboards and ecosystems. Explanation: an Intel Core processor on its own is useless. It works because it fits into standard sockets on motherboards. Operating systems know how to talk to it. Software is built expecting its instruction sets and features. Intel does not try to replace the whole computer. It focuses on being an excellent component that plays well with motherboard makers, operating system vendors, laptop and desktop brands. For you, motherboards and ecosystems are existing shops and markets, online platforms like Facebook, WhatsApp, Etsy, Fiverr, community groups, churches, schools, or associations. Plugging in means designing your offer to slot into these existing structures instead of trying to build everything from scratch. Common mistakes companies make. First mistake: trying to build their own platform too early. A small business may insist on its own custom app or website and ignore where people already are: WhatsApp groups, Facebook pages, local markets. They then struggle to get attention and trust. Second mistake: ignoring the rules and shapes of the host ecosystem. Every motherboard has standards, opening hours, posting rules, ways of paying. If your offer does not fit those shapes, people will not adopt it. Third mistake: acting like a competitor instead of a complement. Instead of asking, how can I make this shop, group, or platform more valuable? Some people try to pull users away, which is harder than adding value within the existing flow. Lessons learned. Lesson 1. Identify the motherboards around you. Ask, which platforms do people already use every day? WhatsApp, Facebook, SMS, local radio. Which physical spaces already organize activity? Markets, clinics, community centers, schools. Your goal is to fit into those, not fight. That emphasizes lesson 2. Design your offer to match their socket. Examples. If your community uses WhatsApp, design your process around voice notes and text, not a separate app. If you work with a local shop, package your service as something the shop can easily mention or sell at the counter. If you join an online group, follow its rules and style while offering a clear add-on service. You are the processor. They are the motherboard. Lesson 3. Become the person or service that makes the host more valuable. For instance, help a small grocery store offer bill payment help once a week from a small table in the corner. Help a Facebook group admin by summarizing key posts weekly, gaining trust and visibility. Help a church or community group manage event registrations smoothly. Host wins. You win, users win. Comparison with other companies' app builders that integrate well with existing platforms grow faster than those that insist on their own ecosystem. Payment processors that plug into existing checkouts succeed because they do not force merchants to change everything. Your small business can copy Intel's strategy. Be a well-designed plugin to systems that already exist. Principle 8. Position yourself like Intel inside. A trusted core inside other offerings. Explanation. Most consumers do not buy an Intel CPU directly. They buy laptops and desktops from brands like Dell, HP, Lenovo, or others. Intel's Intel Inside campaign made people look for the badge, associate that badge with trustworthy performance. Intel became a brand within the brand, a core ingredient that raised the perceived value of the whole product. You can do something similar at small scale. You might be the trusted person behind several landlords, always working rental systems. The quiet bookkeeper behind different street vendors' finances. The hidden organizer behind multiple neighborhood events or online groups. People might interact with the visible brand, shop, group, landlord, but that brand relies on you as their processor. Common mistakes companies make. First mistake, insisting on being the visible hero too early. Some services want their own big brand and name on everything, even when partnering quietly with others would bring more work and stability. Second mistake, not negotiating recognition or stable agreements. If you play a core role but have no clear understanding or visible proof, you can be dropped or replaced with little notice. Third mistake, allowing your quality to be hidden behind poor outer layers. If you plug into a host that treats customers badly or is very unreliable, your good work may be wasted or blamed. Lessons learned. Lesson 1. Identify where you can be the core, inside others' offers. Look for landlords who need someone to manage rental reminders and paperwork. Small shops that need someone to manage inventories and supplier orders. Online creators who need someone to handle editing, posting schedules, or moderation. They are the outer laptop. You are the Intel core. Lesson 2. Ask for small but clear signals of your presence. This could be a line on a flyer, billing and paperwork support by your name or micro brand, a small logo on receipts, a mention in online group descriptions. You do not need to dominate, just enough visibility that your reputation can grow. Lesson 3. Choose your outer shells carefully. Plug into partners whose behavior matches your values. If you are serious about reliability and trust, avoid hosts who are constantly late, rude, or deceptive. Their case can damage your core brand. Comparison with other companies, blue-chip component makers in food. Made with real cocoa, construction, trusted cement brands, and fashion, made with Waikiki zippers, all do this. They let bigger brands carry them into markets, while the ingredient name builds its own quiet reputation. A small service provider can do the same, being the trusted ingredient in other people's offerings. A compact Intel-inspired ideation playbook. Now we have 8 principles. Here is a step-by-step playbook using them. Step 1. Define your core. One sentence. I help you with mission-critical job by simple, reliable action. Ignore logos and extras until this feels right. Step 2. Map real-world use. Ask when, where, and how your users will actually use your help. Test your idea under those exact conditions, including bad days. Step 3. Respect current tools and flows. Observe how people already do the job. Notebook, shop, app, phone calls. Decide how you can improve speed, clarity, or safety without forcing a full reset. Step 4. Build your ladder. Define 3 clear levels of service or product: basic, plus, premium. Describe who each level is for and what they get in plain language. Step 5. Protect your own thermals. Decide your normal workload, your turbo times, and your rest periods. Design offerings that mostly fit your normal mode, not permanent emergency. Step 6. Evolve in named generations. Start with version 1 of your offer. After enough feedback, launch version 2 with specific improvements. Keep what works, fix what does not. Write simple notes about each version. Step 7. Plug into ecosystems. Identify 1 or 2 motherboards. You can plug into a market, a shop, an online group, a community center. Adapt your process and packaging to fit smoothly into their routines. Step 8. Be the intelligence side. Offer to be the reliable core behind other people's public offerings. Ask for small credits or mentions so your own reputation can quietly grow. Micro-business examples inspired by Intel Core example. 1 core paperwork processor for local landlords. Context. Small landlords struggle with rent reminders, receipts, simple documents, leases, letters, idea. You become the processor for their paperwork. Track due dates. Send reminders. Prepare or file documents, record payments. Principles in action. Mission critical. Rent paid on time. Correct paperwork. Real world. Design for older phones. Paper letters as backup. Ladder. Basic. Reminders only. Plus. Reminders plus receipts. Premium. Full paperwork. Management. Evolution. Start with 1 landlord. V1. Expand to more with improved routines in V2. Ecosystem. Plug into existing landlord associations or groups. Intel Inside. Landlords advertise professional paperwork management, crediting you softly. Example 2. Backstage service for online. Creators context creators on YouTube, TikTok, or Facebook often struggle with editing workflow, posting schedules, comments moderation, idea. You act as the processor for their channel. Manage upload schedules, pre-fill descriptions and tags, moderate comments based on agreed rules. Principles. In action. Core, consistent, healthy channel operation. Hack ladder. Starter, schedule only. Standard, schedule plus basic editing. Pro plus moderation and analytics summaries. Thermals. Set clear hours. Use templates. Avoid round-the-clock availability. Evolution. V1 simple support. V2 added analytics summary. V3 introduced content calendar planning. Ecosystem. Integrate with their existing tools, Google Drive, email, existing editors, Intel Inside. Creators mention operations support your micro brand in their About section. Example 3, Core Multi-Errand Route. For your neighborhood, context neighbors often. Go to the same supermarket, pharmacy, or office. Waste time and money on repeated trips. Idea: you design a weekly or twice-weekly route where you take grouped shopping lists, pick up prescriptions, drop off forms or payments. Principles in action. Mission critical, errands done correctly and on time. Performance. Design for rush hours, bus schedules, realistic bags you can carry. Ladder. Single errand, 3-errand package, monthly subscription, power management, fixed days and times, set maximum loads, generations. Start V1 with very few errands, V ads, better tracking and notifications, ecosystem. Plug into building groups, church groups, or WhatsApp chats. Intel Inside. Neighbors trust that if your name is handling it, it will be done right. These are not theoretical. Each can begin with a notebook, a cheap phone, clear promises, and disciplined follow-through. Final synthesis and encouragement. Intel Core processors are technical marvels, but the principles that make them valuable are human and transferable. Know the mission-critical job. Make the core strong. Before decorating, translate hidden effort into clear benefits. Structure choices simply, mind your own energy. Improve in small, named steps. Plug into existing systems, and, when it helps, be the trusted inside component of others' offerings. If you are unemployed, underemployed, on Social Security, you already live close to mission-critical problems: rent, food, medicine, transport, paperwork. You know what it feels like when systems are slow, confusing, or fragile. That gives you a sharper eye for where strong processors are needed. Next step. Choose one area where people around you keep saying, "This is always a mess," or "I hope this does not go wrong." Write a one-sentence core promise about what you could reliably improve there. Then, draft a basic ladder: good, better, best. Sketch how you would plug into an existing motherboard, shop, group, route. Design version 1 and test it with 1 or 2 people. Treat what you learn as your first generation, not your final verdict. If this 3-part Intel Core story helped you see how hidden performance thinking can turn into small, winnable ideas, subscribe to my YouTube channel. You will get future series, simple worksheets, and real-world examples of people like you turning careful, structured thinking into practical income and community value.